So it's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Billy Nelson, back from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, where Martin Bakole, you've wanted for a long time now, Martin, to get his chance to shine on a huge platform. You can't get a much bigger platform than that on the undercard of Fury and Ngannou, and it was on the TNT Sports YouTube channel, which means it was free to watch for millions of people potentially. What did you make of the performance and the exposure?
Uh, Difficult camp with the injury Martin sustained. Very thankful his physio helped him through. I mean, he was getting physio treatment every day for maybe the last 6 weeks, and it was only really the last week that he felt a good deal better, and managed to do 2 runs in the hotel the week of the fight. Hence the reason he was heavy. But he's back in the gym today, so getting ready for the next one.
Although he did look like he was carrying a bit of excess, it didn't seem to affect his hand speed or his foot speed. He seemed to be pretty fleet of foot and fast of hand in dispatching Carlos Takam. How do you compare that to some of his previous performances? This one's got a lot more viewers, of course, but is it better than some of the ones you've had in the past under the radar?
And not necessarily. Obviously, when we take a bit of weight off him, we'll take stone and a half, 2 stone off him. His feet will be a lot quicker. He's got very quick feet for a big man. When he uses them, I push myself laughing when I read people online saying that he's got slow feet and slow hands. Come and face him then if you think that. You honestly, I hold the pads from every day, and fast hands, Danny. I'm with power.
Did you expect him to get rid of Takam in the style that he did and as quick as he did? I mean, that's as good as I've seen anyone do a job on Takam so far.
I thought it would take 6 rounds. Martin said 2 to 3. So he done it in 4.
That might have been wishful thinking on Martin's part because he knew that he'd only had a couple of runs. Might be like, yeah, I'll get him out there quick, Billy.
I mean, although his back was sore, he still managed to do, I think, 4 8s and a 10 in the camp near the end of the camp. So we knew that the rounds. Listen, that boy could do 10 rounds on the top of his head. It's not an issue. The one thing that gets heavyweights fit, sparring and hitting a big bag. And he can do that all day, every day. As Alec Arthur came to my gym one day and he was hitting the bag for 12 4-minute rounds continuously.
Wow.
And he seemed to hit the bag as hard in the first as he did the 12th.
And you've often thought over recent times that Martin's avoided by a lot of the big names. I think that's fair to say. Do you think being on such a huge bill will help that now? Or do you think people will have watched that performance and not want to go anywhere near him now?
Well, I think it's it's been very beneficial for him because there's three offers have come in for fights. Wow. Since Sunday morning. I actually sat beside Magmedimov's promoter for the main event. He took my number. I think they'd be interested. I think he could be interested in the fight. I think Martin would absolutely smash him. I really do. I think he would. I think he'd give him it. But there's there's 2 extremely big fights. One's been offered, and there's potential for another one as well.
You always tell us these things, Billy, but we never get the full details, do we? You don't want to give your hand away.
But not because it's no. What's the point of telling you something that can go tits up and it doesn't happen? And Billy Nelson made to look like a dumpling. You know what boxing's like, Danny. So many things I said. So, but I know for a fact that one of them is 1,000,000% is going to happen because somebody's asked for it to happen, so it's going to happen.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that. I mean, I was going to ask, you kind of answered it, but how tough it'd be to match Martin at this point, because he's WBA #1, but they're the last of the three in the rotation. Oh, sorry, #2. Oh, so who's #1 now?
Wilder about fighting.
Yeah, so that could be a final eliminator.
We'd take that fight in a heartbeat.
I'm sure. I mean, the talk at the moment is of Wilder and Anthony Joshua, but it seems very much to be Wilder's side pushing for that fight. Do you see that happening?
Well, it's meant to have been happening since, was it 2016?
Yeah.
What a shite.
Fair enough.
Make the fight. Well, it is, isn't it? Many times we've heard it. It's boring. Absolute boring to death. We're fighting America. He's not back 100 million. We're fighting Britain. We're fighting in America. No, we're going to Saudi. We're going to Dubai. When's it going to happen? Sign the contract and get it done. And don't talk a lot of shite about fighting each other and get it done. How can they not get it done? Tell me how they can get it done.
Well, I mean, you need both fighters
to want it. Well, they're saying they want it. They're saying they want it. Now they've got, with the fullest respect, they've got the zone behind them. So make the fight. They're not going to get the money that they were maybe hoping to get in Saudi. So don't be so greedy. Take less money and make the fight. If you want to fight. But they probably overvalue themselves. Both of them are. I think both of them are in decline. So, but they want one last. No, maybe no a last hurrah, but they want extremely well paid for fighting each other. Well, they're getting extremely well paid. See if they were getting 15, 20 million each. Is that not ample?
It'd be fine for me, yeah.
Well, instead of wanting 30, 40. 30 and 40 is only there for them. Go and look what they've achieved the last.
Yes.
Your screen seemed to froze in mine. I don't know what happened there.
Both struggling.
So but yeah, what I was saying is between both Anthony Joshua and Wilder, they've both lost maybe two at the last 5 fights. So to demand top dollar is no right, in my opinion.
Talking of Fury, loads of discussion since the main event about the performances of both him and Francis Ngannou. You had one of the best seats in the house, as you said. You might have been a little distracted talking to Makhmudov's promoter, but aside from that.
And for all that we knew about Ngannou, he overperformed. But I still think Tyson Fury won the fight by at least 2 rounds. But Ngannou, everybody thought that he was just going to get, well, including me. I thought Fury would absolutely school him. But he done better than what he thought. Certainly take that fight for Martin Bakole against Ngannou. See who the king of Africa, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, what can we now know about Francis Ngannou as a boxer? Do you feel the Fury performance flatters him?
Not necessarily, because you can only fight what's in front of you. And Francis Ngannou done particularly well, for somebody. As we're all saying, he's had no fights. He's probably boxed thousands upon thousands of rounds in a boxing ring. So he's not the novice that people were making him out to be. And he performed far better than what anybody thought he would do. I think it's fair to say.
Do you see him giving trouble to other top heavyweights out there?
No.
That's brutally honest. What if it was you mentioned Bakole fighting him to find out who's the baddest man in Africa? What would happen in that fight, in your view?
He'll get knocked out. And I'll tell you the point. He'll get knocked out by a left hook.
You feel like he's open to that?
Very.
Interesting. Do you think he'll continue in boxing, Ngannou, because of the money available?
Well, I hope he does. Listen, he was a sensation out there. The people loved him. He came across brilliantly. Nice man. I met him, had my photograph with him. Came across really, really nice. And he's quite friendly with Martin as well. So there's no reason why the two of them couldn't get it on, you know what I mean?
How was Martin received out there?
Oh, they loved him. Absolutely loved him. I don't know. It's just because he's a big, happy-go-lucky kind of big guy. You know what I mean? He's got time for everybody, and I think they appreciate that. I think His Excellency um, Turkey Al Sheikh took a shine into him.
And from your experience of being over there for this event, and obviously Riyadh season continues, is this the new power base in boxing now? Have they kind of replaced Las Vegas and those sort of places?
I think within the next year, that's going to be the place where the elite boxers all fight. It's phenomenal. The setup, I've never seen anything like it. It was absolutely phenomenal.
With that in mind, why were you so keen to get back to Green Gares so quickly? Why didn't you stay for a little while and enjoy it?
Because I've got a fight next Friday on Channel 5. And
Fair enough. Yeah, I was just saying, you might need to set up a gym over there in Saudi Arabia.
you never know. You never know.
Good stuff.
Something has been mentioned.
Oh, fair enough. Well, maybe next time we catch up, you'll have a few more details to reveal about these fights coming up, and maybe even your relocation, repatriation.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it has been mentioned.
Well, you've already gone from England to Scotland, as we know, so Saudi Arabia is the next natural step. We just want to claim you, Billy. You're having success at the moment, so we want to claim you as one of our own. It's like Andy Murray all over again.
Well, but that's what he's doing until you get beaten in the semi-final, and then you're Scottish again.
Yeah, well, exactly. Next time one of your fighters loses, then yeah, I'm happy to declare you a proud Scot.